Psychology Today did a study, and guess how many ladies are leaving their gentlemen because they're playing too many video games?
And high-end sex toys. These aren't your Tonka trucks. We're going to talk about those.
Oh my. Let's talk about that. Plus, dating after divorce. What are the do's? What are the don'ts? What are the disasters? Oops.
On today's episode of The Game Over Show. Welcome to the Game Over Show. I'm Charles J. Orlando.
And if you saw me making a face, it's because of his face. I'm Lisa
This
Stedman.
is my face. This is my face.
I think it was more the sound effects you were making.
I wasn't making. I sat here very calmly and quietly. You know, if this is your first time
My
here,
work husband gets on my nerves, and my house husband doesn't. How does that work?
I'm doing my job.
You are doing your job.
If this is your first time here, we broadcast live every day right here on Facebook.
Yep.
Every day at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. in London, and 9 a.m. in Sydney.
Good morning, Sydney. We love you.
Worldwide audience, we love you. We're grateful
And good
that you're joining
evening,
us.
our UK fans. And good afternoon to our American fans.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not what's up.
No, not today.
No, we're not going to do that?
No,
All right.
That's how you roll. I'm rolling with a, how you doing?
We got a packed show.
I love when you say packed.
There's reasons for that we're not going to get into. Oh my God. Can we please start with The Pulse? Recent study from Psychology Today.
Wow, I'm so not on it today. I apologize. Welcome to the Game Over Show. Did we mention that's Charles and I'm Lisa?
And we're live.
Yeah.
So there's no editing here. Like, watch. Say a word.
No.
See? We didn't plan that. I could have sworn it was going to be an F word.
Oh, you mean fuck?
That's the one.
Oh.
See?
Sorry.
All right.
Didn't get the memo.
A recent study from Psychology Today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is good.
And,
good.
you know, we get a lot of questions about this kind of behavior, right?
I have so been in this relationship, so bring it.
A survey found that 1 in 5 women have ended their relationship because their significant other was too busy playing video games.
I say game over to that shiznit. I have been that girl.
But that's a 20% breakup rate.
I have been that girl, and I get it, ladies. I get it. If you are sick of your man not paying attention to you because he is so into his WoW or his Star Wars or whatever he is playing, ladies, there are men who will actually pay attention to you.
I have a solution for that also. So
Do tell?
All you have to do is get a picture of an Xbox controller tattooed on the outside of your vagina. And then you're good.
Ew!
No, but think about the 8-button control combinations that you could... No? Or maybe the guy should just get off the box and get onto the other box.
Which box gives you more satisfaction, gentlemen? And if you say the Xbox, I say game over to you.
Yeah,
I did break up with a guy for this reason.
Did you?
I did.
Well, and there's a lot of women that are facing it, right?
Well,
and
1 in
some
5.
men, but some men too. I mean, this talks about the women, but some men are with women who are addicted to specifically World of Warcraft.
So here's my solution. The men and the women who like video games get together and play all the time and pretend that you don't exist in the real world. Just be side by side playing.
Then they can have sex in World of Warcraft.
Yes, and you don't have to actually have sex together.
Right.
I think it's a startling statistic, but very, it's reality, right? 1 in 5. That's not accidental, people.
No, it's not.
That's so intentional. And I gotta say, as somebody who was in a relationship like this many years ago and trying to talk to the person about it, he didn't say anything wrong with his behavior. And it was a deciding factor in me leaving the relationship.
Well, and this highlights how technology has permeated our entire relationship being, right? So we're talking about video games here, but there's also an awful lot to say about how social media influences. That'll be a different pulse.
Yeah, if you go to dinner and you can't talk to each other till you check in on Facebook, we might be guilty of that in my relationship. But then we have a great time.
You ever been in a relationship where video games played a huge part, including the demise? Or did you end up joining in just to kind of make things flow a little bit? We want to know. Find out at facebook.com/thegameovershow what we think, and then add your 2 cents.
Yes, and if you're in a relationship with no end in sight to the video game, say game over. Just saying.
That was really clever. Video games, game over. I got it. Did you get it?
Oh my god!
She made the joke and didn't get it. Oh my god. Well, we have more tech to discuss.
Hey, this is naughty tech. So, shall we get to...
Love and tech.
Love it.
See, we are live because we're noticing, like, there's something happening with our internet stream, so the show came down for a second. Now we're back.
Thanks for sticking around. Thank you for sticking around. Producer Fiona is on it. We so appreciate you. Thank you.
And we are live, so, you know, it is what it is.
We're still here.
Where are we going to go? We're always here. Even when the cameras go off, we're right here.
We do. We just sit here. And he chews gum really loudly.
It happens. It happens. I was a cow in my former life. From now on, that's how I'm going to choose salad.
It's not so much boo, it's moo.
Moo?
Moo?
So, sex toys. When you think of sex toys, right, what do you think of? And don't give me a specific toy. Like, what does it conjure?
I was going to say silver bullet. Love my little silver bullet.
What does it conjure?
Love the rabbit, but then I started to feel like I was cheating on my husband.
Oh. Well, you know, there's like, but it brings to mind like plastic, off the shelf, like not good stuff.
Okay,
right? I mean,
there is that shelf. I don't know where you're shopping.
Well, I don't shop that shelf.
You can shop at the higher shelves.
Well, right. So there's higher shelves, and then there's really higher shelves.
Yeah. So let's talk about the super high shelf that we are dishing on today. Wow, gold anyone for your vibrator?
MySecretLuxury.com.
And it's not so secret now.
Not so secret now. So, directly from their website, when people think of sex toys, they picture the rabbit from Sex and the City.
Hey, nothing wrong with that rabbit.
Or cheap, ugly, plastic, phallic toys. Right? Like Tonka truck with a battery.
Silver Bullet does it for me, ladies. Right.
Well, there's a new... So, MySecretLuxury.com is a new category of sex toys.
And we did go on the website, and there was a gold, like a was it 24 karat? I don't know.
24 karat gold G-spot vibrator.
Hello.
For like...
I know what's on my Christmas list. Oh, wait, Christmas just passed. How about... Valentine's Day passed. Well, how about next Tuesday?
Right, I was going to say, it's Friday. Go!
Friday. Yeah, that would be a better day.
Yeah. So, but where they're coming from is so interesting. Like, everybody adorns their body with gold or silver... But then,
or just fun stuff.
But then when it comes to, well, you know, I'm talking about like gold, silver, you want to adorn your body with something that is precious metal.
I'm not that picky.
Precious metal? Oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
Precious metal.
You have some precious metal on, I think.
Well, right, but I'm not wearing plastic.
That's true.
So you're going to put plastic in your body. Right, all of a sudden, this is sounding better and better.
24 karat gold vibrator, anyone? And that's like, what, 10 grand?
Yeah.
That better be the best over and over and over for life, people. 10 grand.
But there's a variety of toys
for
there.
A gold vibrator.
And they're not all in that price range.
No, they're not.
Know?
I'm giving them shit. But you know what? There's a lot of actually very sexy high-end toys on that website. I highly recommend you go check it out. It piqued my curiosity. I might have to go back there myself.
It's really, really kind of fascinating. I mean, and from a what do we spend our money on and what's unique, you know, it's kind of cool. I don't know if everybody wants to buy a $10,000 vibrator.
I think I'd rather go to Paris for a month.
Well, there it is. You know, with a $2 vibrator.
Yeah, okay. yeah, with my $2 vibrator and my husband. But that's just me. For those of you who like the 10K on a 24K vibrator, do it.
And we want
good health.
Well, and we want to know what you think, right? So is this a good idea where you can picture yourself, if you have the cash to splurge on this, is it a good idea? Or is this the kind of the equivalent of Kim Kardashian's $6,000 shoes?
I was just going to say that, but we have a ban on anything Kardashian on this show.
Well, we do.
Mandated by you, sir.
That's very true. We don't talk about those people, but it's interesting. Is this excess? in the scheme of things, or is it something where it's going to go in my body, so I want something better?
See,
right?
I actually understand that. I totally get that, and there must be a market for it. You know that this is a site and this is a business. So
sure.
All you rich folk out there, enjoy.
And we want your commentary.
Yeah.
Facebook.com/The Game Over Show. You know, is this a waste of money, or can you see this as something you would use?
PS, don't feel bad if you're doing the little silver bullet thing, because that works just as well. I'm just saying. $5, $10, $15, webs.
All right. Today, post-divorce dating, post-breakup dating.
Post-breakup dating, one of my favorite subjects.
It's time for He Said,
She Said.
He Said, She Said.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm Lisa.
I'm Charles. Very nice to meet
you.
Hi. So, post-divorce, post-breakup.
Yeah.
Very challenging.
Well, especially challenging. Let's say you've been married for like over a decade. You know.
And then to jump back into the dating scene.
Oh my God, dating has changed so much.
Can you picture going back to dating? I mean,
No.
You've been married for how long?
Well, we've been together 8 years.
Right, so can you picture...
Okay, you.
Oh, I don't even
20
want to
years?
22.
Oh, damn. Wow.
Yeah, I can just picture it. Hey, what's up? I can't picture it right.
Not happening.
No.
Not happening.
Well, you know, if you a lot of people like just those years, even 8 years. Like, internet dating wasn't really around.
No, I had a girlfriend who met her husband when she was 25, and she's now my age, so like 40, so 15 years ago. And she said her one regret is she never got to do internet dating. Mm-hmm. She's like, it wasn't around when I met my husband. And I was like, oh my God, you met your husband in person? What?
That's so cute. It's so quaint.
Oh my God, how quaint. But so the rules are totally different. I have a girlfriend who met her husband in college.
Right.
And they got divorced, and she was like, what do I do? And she, I would say, committed what I would call a little bit of a cardinal post-divorce dating sin, is she jumped right into another relationship.
Well, and it happens. So what we're kind of spelling out here are some of the challenges as people come out of a long-term relationship and then go back into the dating world. And it's scary.
Well, it's scary. It's not so much scary as it is daunting. Like, we're talking specifically to people in long-term relationships, whether you were married or not. Let's say you've been in a relationship that has defined a significant chunk of your adult life.
Right.
How do you get back out there and date? How do you remember, do you remember who you were before you met the other person? And this is not scary.
But you're not even that person anymore.
No, well, that's just
past.
it. So you don't even remember life before them because you're not the same person.
Right.
So one of the things that we talk about is it's so important to kind of rediscover you before you put yourself back out on the dating scene.
Right. Well, and it's scary. I mean, you just brought up someone who jumped right into another relationship. And a lot of times that's not knowing, enough about who you are, and you haven't done the work of what it means to be in this new phase of your life. But a lot of time it's just afraid of being alone.
Fear of being alone, fear of being left behind. Let's say you're in your 40s, your 50s, you're getting divorced or you're breaking up, and this is not a stage you thought you'd be at this point in your life. Maybe all your friends are still in marriages or long-term relationships. It can feel really isolating and alienating.
Well, sure, and you're afraid of losing those friends because you were one of the married couples, and now all your friends are married, and now...
So now what? You're the token single?
Now you're single, right.
Are they going to invite you to dinner parties still?
Probably not. Because...
yes, they will.
Well, for a while, but you end up having less and less in common because as you rediscover yourself...
Very true. Very true.
I mean, because they're doing things as a couple, and if you have somebody in your life, you end up re-engaging that scene.
Yeah.
But once you're single again, things end up scary.
So that's an important thing to bring up. Let's say you are suddenly single. You're going to want to get what I like to call a woohoo crew. You're going to want to find some people who have common interests, whether it's they're also suddenly single or they're single, and you can go out and do things with other people beyond your typical married with children friends who may not understand this new phase in your life. I'm not talking about trolling for men or women, but I'm talking about actively engaging in the world again in a way that maybe you're settled down, married with children friends aren't interested in doing or available to do.
Well, sure, and you're talking about rediscovering yourself, getting to know a brand new you as you've exited one phase of your life, because that's really what we're talking about. It's not just leaving a relationship and finding out what else is out there.
Yeah.
It's closure of a phase of your life, especially a divorce, and then moving on to whatever is next. And that may not include another relationship.
Not right away.
Yeah.
I call that finding your fabulous factor.
Say that again.
Find your fabulous factor. I wrote about that in my first book, It's a Breakup, Not a Breakdown. You've got to get back to you. You've got to remember what's fabulous about you outside of a relationship. Because if you do want another relationship, you got to know first why you're a catch. And you're not going to know that if you're focused on who you were specifically in your last relationship.
Well, and now we're talking about some solutions here. So we painted some of the challenges, and you're kind of highlighting some of those. And one of the keys for me is really around a no rush mindset. I mean, people they get in a rush to get into the next relationship because of all those other fears.
Fear of being alone, left behind, never going to meet anybody, so I better rush right out there and do that.
Or all the dreams and the place in your life you thought you'd be.
The disappointment.
It's not being fulfilled now, so now you have to find somebody quickly and get that happening. You don't have to do that. With a no rush mindset, you end up looking at things objectively instead of taking things as they come. You get a step back. So it's the
opposite of big time rush.
Yes.
Isn't that a show on Nickelodeon?
Little time slow down.
More time slow down.
Well, by doing that, you allow yourself to be a you instead of a we.
Ooh, and we get so attached to the we. Right? It's one little word and it becomes such a singular focus, especially when you become a one.
Right.
Is everyone around you, and I remember this from when I went through my big breakup, and everyone around me was like, wee. It was all about them and their fabulous relationship, and I was like, oh my God. Like, it was such a glaring microscope feel around the word we and relationships, and really kind of turning down the volume on that pressure you're feeling and the pain you're feeling, and also the judgment you may have for yourself right now about being single, when really this is a beginning. Not like we can look at the ending, but I think it's far more interesting to look at the beginning.
Well, sure. And as you look at that new beginning, one of the things you do want to do briefly is look back at your past relationship to discover what you either did or did not bring to it, so that you can stop that cycle there and kill it before it transfers over to your next phase of life or your next relationship.
We're not saying kill your ex. That's not what he's saying.
No.
Yeah,
let's get game over on that.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about killing the pattern. Did I say kill your ex?
No, you said kill it, and I just wanted to clarify for anyone who wasn't sure. But I think
that's interesting where your mind went with that. Did everybody else go there?
Oscar, what's his name, who allegedly killed his... Like, there's a lot of killing going on of partners, and I'm saying game over. In case it wasn't clear to you, that's not acceptable.
That's a good tip. Don't kill your ex. That's a solution for moving on.
Seriously, I know it sounds crazy, but there are some crazies out there. And I want you not to be one of the crazies.
That's really
sage.
That's sage advice.
Bite me.
Well, all right. So the other thing we talk about is that, with that phase of your life back here, it's really, it has its own sense of pattern and its own kind of existence. In order to move past it, you have to change those patterns.
Yes. And so one of the points that you brought up before I went on the killer crazy tangent is the idea of looking at the past and looking at not only who you were with before and what didn't work in that relationship from the partner perspective, but also looking at your own behavior and your own beliefs and your own participation in the failure of your long-term relationship or marriage, and what you can do differently next time. So part of that is who you chose, part of that is how you showed up. So it's really doing what I call an autopsy on the old relationship, so you can start fresh and not repeat those same patterns.
Definitely. And by changing those patterns, you end up changing not only your behavior, but you also get a brand new selection of new people that have nothing to do with your past.
Love that.
So it completely removes you and extricates what happened before into something that's much better for you. So that's good. And above all, I think the most important thing is you get back out into the scene is to have fun, right?
Okay, so let's talk about that for me, because having fun is super important, but for someone who's going, how do I have fun? This is so new. What are some ways to have fun?
You have to get into you. By making it all about you, you make it less about who else is out there, and you end up doing something that makes you feel good.
So going to activities and places that you would enjoy, taking a class.
Going on a hike, going to the beach, doing all the things that when you're in a we take a, you know what I'm going to do today? Oh, you can't because I have this plan. Like, you have all this freedom.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's daunting and scary, but a lot of times it's freeing.
And fabulous.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, get into yourself, and by getting into a new you end up finding a new them.
Yeah, so just a couple ideas on where people might go before we end the segment. So online dating is a great tool, and we really encourage you to be safe in your online dating and be very smart about that.
Yes, I have horror stories. Oh.
Not horror stories.
Horror.
So online dating is one of those things. You can also do in-person things like speed dating or singles events. And like we were saying before, take a class. Do something that interests you so you can get around like-minded people. Those are all great ways to meet people. And then as you start dating them, take it slow. To your point, have fun.
And set your expectations for yourself and for the people that you meet.
Yeah. So expectations like?
Like, no rush mindset. Like, don't...
No big time rush mindset. Slow down time.
No big time rush mindset, slow down time.
This show is in English, I promise.
Sure it is. If you're fresh out of a relationship, I'm not doing this in English. I'm doing this in ridiculousness.
Oh, it's Charles speak. Get on board. I can do subtitles for it. I understand it now.
If my daughter were here, she'd be doing this in American Sign Language, just to help everybody else understand.
I can do sign language.
Oh, if you have a solution, or if you're in the midst of going through a breakup, we want to know.
Sign language.
That's exactly it. Head over to Facebook.com.
I know that finger.
/ The Game Over Show, and we want to get you involved. Talk to us.
We want to get you involved. We care. We do.
Oh my God, we're exiting this segment. It's time for
Live Love Advice.
Hold on.
Thank you.
There we go.
Now is it super crazy? Stop.
During the segment transition, Lisa's like, my hair's driving me crazy.
I'm getting it cut on Friday. I'm sorry. On behalf of my hair, I apologize.
The second half of the show, we always answer your live love advice requests. If you have a problem, you write into us, Facebook.com / The Game Over Show. Click message. We get it here. We give you answers.
We get it here?
We get it here.
Are you going to puberty?
We get it here.
We get it here?
I guess. I'd like to apologize for her hair and my Bobby Brady, or my Peter Brady.
Peter, get it right.
Peter Brady. Jesus. This first one comes in from H.
Hi,
We're just going to
H.
get right to the guts of this, okay?
Yep.
H writes in and says, I've been seeing the same man on and off for over 3 years.
Okay.
She feels that he is the love of her life.
Oh, awesome.
However...
Oh, there's always a but.
He's married...
Oh, big butt.
...to an extremely unstable woman.
Huge butt.
So, just to summarize this very quickly, he's left her several times, and whenever he leaves, he's with H.
Okay.
And then she
How's that work out for the ex-wife?
Well, it doesn't. She stops caring for their kids, and then attempts suicide.
Oh.
So he ends up going back. And they've been doing this for a while. So before Christmas, he left her again, left his wife again.
And he always goes to H.
And he always goes to H.
Okay.
And then something happens, and he goes back.
Yeah.
So...
Ooh, this is a pattern.
Well, he is now becoming, according to H, he is now becoming aggressive and nasty and almost threatening to her, saying,
to
don't...
H.
Yeah. The wife doesn't know that he goes to H.
Okay.
And now H is like, well, what the hell? What are we doing? Now, it's been 3 years of this on and off stuff. So now he's back, and now he's back with the wife.
Yeah.
And blaming H for her actions of like, H has some expectations now.
What actions is he blaming her for? I'm not clear.
For her wanting more out of the relationship, is what I'm gathering from this. You know, he goes back every time she attempts something bad to herself or she doesn't take care of the kids. And so she's now at rock bottom and doesn't know how to cope.
Hey, H, how are you feeling about being involved with someone else's man? If he leaves you, if he leaves her for you, which he frequently does, what makes you think he's not going to do the same to you down the road if he eventually does leave this wife?
Well, there's that for sure. And there's also, so H is an option at the moment.
Right.
You know,
one of two options, and
well, the wife's an option too.
Oh, one of many options.
It sounds like it.
And how do you feel about a woman like that's a whole hot mess? She's like attempting to end her life because her husband leaves. And it sounds like you're far more focused on the fact that you don't get to have your man in those times, and I call game over to that.
I do too. And
it's dangerous.
H, let me be straight with you, okay? So you are borrowing somebody else's guy from the beginning, okay? Maybe he loves you, maybe he doesn't. Maybe you love him, maybe you don't. But the reality is that until he can get his shit together and his life straight, he is of no use to you, and there is no real relationship. On again, off again does not make a relationship. What it makes is a whole bunch of exciting time until he's got to go back. Okay?
Well, and not only that, but this can come down to self-worth. Like when he's with you, oh, I'm worthy. When he goes back, I'm not worthy. And not only am I not worthy, but that bitch who's doing all that drama, aka the wife, you can get really angry at her, but it's not about her. This is about you.
This is about you, okay? I mean, why are you subjecting yourself to a guy who doesn't have his shit together to bring to a relationship? He obviously doesn't have the clarity to go, you know what? My life over here is a hot mess at the moment, so I'm not going to come over here. He's using you as an oasis. And I don't mean using you in a bad way. Maybe he really cares about you. And I'll give him all the benefit of the doubt. But that shit's not
worked out.
All this shit is not working. Best choice you can make is to stop the drama and the pattern. Let him go fix his shit. Go straighten it out one way or the other. And then if he stays, then you know where you stand. If he leaves and gets divorced and moves on, then you have a shot. Until then, it's temporary.
And the fact that his behavior is now changing and getting aggressive towards you tells me that this is a pattern with him. You may one day be on the other end of this equation and attempting your own life because you want to bring him back. So don't go there.
Hopefully not. Oh my God, no.
Well, no. I'm using that as a cautionary tale. I do not want that for you. I'm just saying this is not working, and I need to put it in desperate and drastic terms so you can see that it's not working.
Yeah, H, get out and let him go fix his life.
Yeah.
And then see where you land once he's clear. Do that.
And make sure, and I want to bring this up again, his behavior towards her, it sounds like, is changing.
Right. Well,
so he may not be the right dude anyway.
We don't know if it's changing or it's changing again. He may have gone through this before. Okay. It's not clear in her letter.
Okay.
But
good luck with that.
Yeah, write us back. Let us know. Let him go fix his shit. Let him go fix it.
Game over.
If it's real, he'll be right back as soon as he straightens out his life. But he won't have a life with you unless he fixes his past. Mm-hmm. All right, this next one comes in from C.
Hi, C.
C says, can you tell me if you think it's okay for a guy who has a girlfriend to go to a strip club and then justify it by saying he just went to 2 beers and you know, just to chill out, de-stress?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, C doesn't agree with that.
Okay.
And I can tell you why. So now we're going to get to the real issue. So C, with that issue, I don't see a problem there. Guys goes to strip clubs, and if he told you about it, then it's not a big deal. I don't like strip clubs, but, you know, whatever. It's been a 5.5-year long-distance relationship.
Okay.
So she's in Australia. He's in the U.S.
Ooh, that's very challenging.
And he's cheated on her 7 times. Right. So it's not the strip club, C. It's not the strip club. No, you're not leaving.
No, I'm not leaving. I'm repositioning.
See, the issue is not the strip club. The issue is not the strip club. See, whenever you start a sentence with, they cheated on me so many times, that's not about them anymore. What you've done is show them how that's how you need to be treated.
So the strip club is a symptom, and I'm sorry, my voice is really fucked up right now.
We got that.
The strip club is a fucked up symptom of a bad relationship. 7 times? That's a game over, my friend.
Total.
That may be too much distance. You got to deal with that. But the fact that it's not about the strip club. It's about the fact that this is a cheater and it doesn't work. Game over.
Game over completely. And see, I have to tell you your next statement here. You know, he's ripped my heart out. He says he's loyal.
Because you let him.
And wants to get married. No.
Why would you marry him?
Well, yeah, he isn't ripping your heart out, by the way.
You're allowing it.
You're ripping your own heart out, putting it out there for him to stomp all over, and then you're wondering why he is.
And then saying, more please.
Absolutely.
More please.
If you want the pattern to stop, you have to stop it.
Which starts with picking your heart up and holding yourself accountable for it in the future.
Yes.
No more letting someone else rip it out. You are responsible for this heart. So take the pledge right now with me that I am responsible for my heart, and I will make different choices in the future to protect it.
If he's not going to, how can you expect him to value you when you're clearly not valuing yourself?
Yeah.
7 times.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah. So game over all the way across.
Over.
You're worth more.
And let us know how it goes.
This last one comes in from D.
Hi, D.
D says her boyfriend of 2 years broke up with her because he felt he was dragging her down and the spark was gone. He said he loved her as a friend. He loved D as a friend.
Okay.
But not as a girlfriend. And she's now on day 5 after this breakup.
Day 5 is a tough one.
And I really want him back. He gave me a new outlook on life. She feels that he's her one, you know.
Okay.
But
you're on day 5. We all feel that way.
They used to have a lot of fun, but now at the end of this, we get the whole story here. So we used to have a lot of fun, but we both became complacent.
Okay.
So 2 years is a while, and it's sometimes it's kind of a measuring stick of what happens next.
2 years is a while.
2
they
years.
Were together 2 years.
They were 2 years.
Okay.
And together 2 years, and oftentimes that's kind of a junction point where people try to evaluate where the relationship's going. And if at 2 years you're already complacent, you know, that's the breakup occurred because you both weren't paying attention to what was happening in the relationship.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, if he feels the same, maybe you guys can take a look at it again. I'm not calling game over.
I'm not calling game over, but I am going to say, D, as someone who talks to a lot of people about breakups, you're on day 5. Everyone feels this way on day 5. So it's not a sign you're supposed to go back. It's not a sign you're supposed to re-engage. If you both feel that way, great. Come back together, see if you can make it work. But if you don't both feel this way, and you must check with the other person before you decide that we're going to give it a go again, see where you're both at. If you're not on the same page, stay disconnected and move on. Otherwise, you're just going to go back to a relationship that wasn't healthy in the first place.
Well, right, and I think
nothing's gonna change.
You're saying the key words for me, though. You don't want to go back to that relationship because that one's broken.
You gotta move forward.
What you want to do is you want to go forward, and you can go forward with this person, but you have to identify what the symptoms were that caused you to break up.
Yeah.
Work through those, and then move on to a different relationship.
Both be on the same page about how it needs to change.
For sure.
Yeah.
D, please let us know how that goes. So
Yes.
we're not calling game over.
No.
We're calling game maybe.
But I am saying it's day 5 of a breakup, and day 5 of a breakup is a tricky day. So don't let your emotions get the better of you if this is the wrong relationship.
Let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
If you have a question, you'll find us at facebook.com/thegameovershow. Write in and we'll answer it right here for you.
And we keep you anonymous, as you noticed, and we love hearing back from you. So if we've given you advice, please let us know how it goes. We want to hear from you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is good, there's a lot of women who end up running into really dicey guys, narcissistic, psychopathic,
and dudes who run into ladies like this.
Why are you pointing at me?
I've seen dudes who run into ladies like this.
No good.
How do you spot a narcissist? How do you spot a sociopath? That's tomorrow's show.
Definitely. Until then,
this is narcissist Charles J. Orlando, and I'm sociopath Lisa Stedman.
We'll see you tomorrow. This has been the Game Over Show.
Bye.
Bye.